Hey everybody out there, this is Seto, and today for you guys we are going to be doing Yu-Gi-Oh! Jesus's favorite deck, and that is Perfectly Ultimate Great Moth's deck profile. Now, granted, you do run Perfectly Ultimate Great Moth in the deck, and the deck doesn't revolve around it, but you can bring it out very easily. The thing is, I can't come up with a name for this deck. I just want to call it the Weevil Underwood deck because it uses insects galore. Now, I haven't seen anybody really use the new insect support that much. So you really could call this deck the Insect Queen deck or the Weevil Underwood deck, whatever you want to call it. But it uses insect support along with the new insect support to bring out a whole bunch of big insect monsters. The deck actually functions fairly well. I haven't seen really anybody try to deck build this deck and really try to. And I found some random cards off the wall to actually make the deck function better. So I'm going to try to go into detail of all the different combo plays of the deck and what it can do as I go through the deck profile. So first off, we run one Perfectly Ultimate Great Moth. The only two reasons you run this card is A, it's a 3,500 beater, and it's funny to bring out. And number two, it's Perfectly freaking Ultimate Great Moth. And the fact that I can bring this out very easily for the most part, why not run it, right? So one Perfectly Ultimate Great Moth, along with three Metamorphosized Insect Queen, which is more or less your main boss monster of the deck. So definitely run 3 Insect Queen in the deck. She's kind of your beat stick of the deck. She can bring out tokens kind of like the old Insect Queen, and you can use those for different things, for attacking and whatnot. But yeah, definitely 3 Insect Queen. You could run the Perfectly Ultimate Great Moth or Great Moth, whatever you want to run, but this is the ratio I run of it, and it works well for me. So next up, I run 2 Doom Dozer. Now, I'll explain to you why we run Doom Dozer in a bit and how this is a very searchable card in the deck to go off with your combo plays, more or less, in a second. Pretty much think of him as a 28 special summonable free beat stick to bring out onto the field. All right, now let's get into the heart and soul of the deck, some of the good cards of the deck that make the deck run. So first off, we run 3 Resonator Insect. Now, Resonator Insect is very integral to your deck. The fact that it helps you search out things, and the fact that it can do deck thinning in quotation marks is also nice as well. So let me read the card to you and I'll explain what it does. Resonator Insect. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can add 1 level 5 or higher insect type monster from your deck to your hand. That is very important. If this card is banished, you can send 1 insect type monster from your deck to the graveyard except Resonator Insect. So the first effect is very important. The second effect, you can use it to banish things off Doom Dozer. So if you go Doom Dozer, banish Resonator Insect, you can send a insect from your deck to the graveyard. Now you may say, well, that's not a good thing, and granted, for the most part, I will agree with you on that, but it does help deck thinning. So deck thinning in the deck. One thing I've also tried out in the deck, which I'm still playing around, is running things like Call of the Haunted and things of that nature, and other Reborn cards in the deck. That way I can send my, my insects to the grave and then reborn my insects. So over time, this card may get a little bit better, but it's useful because it floats. It's kind of like a BA monster from what I understand from talking to a judge friend of mine. If I'm wrong with some of these rulings, please forgive me. But pretty much what it does is when it dies by battle or card effect, you get to search out your Doom Dozer, and you'll probably already have another insect in grave from other reasons. Or if you have Pinch Hopper right here, you can search out your Metamorphosis Insect Queen, set the Pinch Hopper, and then go off with Pinch Hopper to bring this out. But usually I'm going to search for Doom Dozer with this or Insect Queen. You sometimes search for other things, like you can also search out a card which you guys are not going to understand how it functions until I talk about it more, but you can also search out this very important card of the deck, Primitive Butterfly, which we'll talk about why this is important to the deck later on. But you can search out those are your 3 combo pieces along with Pinch Hopper that you're also going to search out. So those 4 combo pieces are essential to the deck. So you can easily search out all your different combo pieces depending upon your situation, pretty much. That's what you take away from him. Now, Pinch Hopper, I'm going to talk about Pinch Hopper for a second here. Now, forgive me if I'm wrong on this, but I asked a judge friend of mine when I was asking about these card effects and playing them online. Now, he said that Pinch Hopper does miss timing from what he knows. Now, if I'm wrong about that statement, please forgive me, but I believe Pinch Hopper does miss timing. But for the most part, don't worry about that. Hopefully one day it gets problem-solving card text or something. But pretty much from what you do is with Pinch Hopper is if you have your Metamorphosis Insect Queen, you set your Pinch Hopper, it gets destroyed by battle card effect for the most part. Most of the time you'll be able to bring this bad girl out through that means. You also can bring out different things. So say I'm like, oh yeah, I got Doom Dozer in my hand, but I need a deck thin. You know, I get some insects engraved for my Doom Dozer. You could be like, okay, Pinch Hopper, flip, destroy, bring out from your hand Resonator Insect. Gets destroyed, get to search for Doom Dozer, or get to search for something else, or any other insect you can bring out. So Pinch Hopper works well with the deck for bringing things out of your hand that are big monsters or just other insects in general, so you can keep swarming the field on your opponent's turn. For the most part, but he does miss timing from what I understand. Now this card, nobody out there I know is going to probably even know it even existed. I didn't know this card existed until I literally was doing research on how to make this deck better. So, Primitive Butterfly. What does this thing do? Well, think about it as kind of an insect monster that's a cyber dragon with very low attack and has a pathetic effect. So, let me read this card to you. It's a level 5 wind monster. If you control no monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand. Alright? Once per turn, you can increase the level of all insect monsters you currently control by 1. Alright? I mean, you're probably like, what the heck's the point of this card? Are you trying to go for level 5s here, Seto? Or what are you trying to go into? Well, as you guys probably know if you're watching this video, to bring Insect Queen out, you can bring it out through a bunch of different means. You can use it through Pinch Hopper if you have the Insect Queen in hand. You can do it through a combination of using Parasite Paranoid, which is the new Parasite monster, along with the Cocoon of Ultra Evolution to bring out the Ultimate Insect Girl. So you have different ways that you can do it. But one way that you can do it, and the fact that this is a searchable combo piece unlike a lot of these other things, so it's a way to special summon this card from the deck. There's a way to do that. And I had to go back in my memory bank to the way I used to play Insectors after Hornet and Dragonfly got hit back in the day. And that is using this thing, which is pretty much transmodify for insects. So, Insect Imitation. What does this thing do? Well, we used to use it back in Insector format. But it states, offer 1 monster on your side of the field as a tribute. Select 1 insect-type monster from your side of the deck that is 1 level higher than that tributed monster and special summon it on the field in face-up attack position or face-down defense position. The deck is then shuffled. Oh, so now you may be starting to understand what I'm going with. So, I special summon this, activate the effect. I promise you, nobody's going to negate the effect unless they freaking know what you're playing. Activate the effect, it becomes a level 6. Activate Insect Imitation, bring out your Insector Queen. The fact that this is a 1200 does play into effect because that allows me to search it out through Resonator Insect, bring it out onto the field through Howling Insect, have it be searchable through Gokipon. You can search this thing out so easily right here. The only part that's not searchable is this, and you run it as a 3 of. So, great. It's awesome. Or, like, worst case scenario, it's tribute fodder. You know, you can use it for tribute fodder if you're running other insects out there. It's a great card to have. The combo, when you play the deck, you'll start to understand how this deck flows and functions. It kind of functions literally like an insect deck should. It swarms the field, and then bada bing, bada boom, you get your big insects on the field. Be it this, be it your Doom Dozer, be it your perfectly ultimate great Moth. You can swarm the field so easily in this deck once you start to play the deck and understand how it functions. Is it a meta deck? Will it win at regionals? No. But will it maybe top your locals and make people scratch their head at what the heck you're playing? Yes. It will do that. It will win you duels, I promise you. And people won't know what the heck you're playing. I can't tell you how many times I've played against friends of mine, and I'll be like, special, activate effect. When I first was playing this card out, and they'd be like, okay, cool, effect, activate this, tribute, bring out Ultimate Insect Queen, and they'll be like, oh, that just happened. So the fact that this combo piece is searchable is great. The fact that I have Pinch Hopper, so if I have this in hand, I can use Pinch Hopper to bring this out. If I have, I don't have it, I have this in hand, I can easily search this out to go off into the Insect Queen. You see where I'm going with this. It works beautifully. Try it out, you won't regret it. I promise you. Next up, we run the 3 Parasite Paranoid, which is searchable in the deck to some degree. And this combos off, as you guys should know already, with your Cocoon of Ultimate Evolution. This works in tangent with that to bring out your Ultimate Insect, Ultimate Great Moth, as you guys should know. And you can also use this to bring out your Metamorphosis Insect Queen, which are your 2 main combo pieces you're going to bring out with this little combo play right here. But that's how that functions right there. The fact that insects can attack is a cool thing as well, but usually I use this to bring out bigger insect monsters in combination with my Ultimate Cocoon of Evolution. So that's what that card does there. Next we run some floaters. Now I didn't want to run a lot of these because, as you guys should know, these have to be destroyed by battle to get their card effects. And we don't want to rely too much on cards that have to be destroyed by battle, because what if your opponent has Regeki, things of that nature. They Dark Hole, they use monster effects to destroy. There's a lot of other things other ways cards can get destroyed in 2018 here. Or if you're watching this in 2019 or the future, whatever. So I didn't want to run too many floating insects, but these are okay, and they're very essential. The Gokipons, 2 of those, and 2 Howling Insect, and that is all you need. They can float. If you're setting first turn, your opponent will just attack into it most of the time. They're okay as 2-ofs. I wouldn't run more of that than that, though. So 2 Gokipon and 2 Howling Insect. They float. They're your floaters for you to get into your other things in your combo pieces. One little tech card I'm trying out in the deck is because I run Vernon Sanctuary here, which is a continuous spell card, is Beetron. Now, this was a hot tech for back in doing Insector format, I think it was. If my memory serves me correctly, back in like 2011, 2012. It's been years. That was years ago. But pretty much what Beetron does is you pop a continuous spell card. You pop this continuous trap card, which is one of the reasons I'm thinking of running like things like Call of the Haunted in the deck, because I can pop the Call of the Haunted after it's dead to bring things back to the graveyard and go for rank 4 plays more. It's something I'm playing around with, as I said. But more testing needs to be done. But pretty much what you do is you pop the Vernon Sanctuary, bring out a level 4 from your graveyard, which you have multiples of, be it Howling Insect, Resonator Insect, whatever the case may be. You bring it out, and then you go for a rank 4 play, just like that. Because the deck doesn't go into the extra deck that much, it's pretty much just it goes into beatdown theme. You'll go into some link monsters like Sauja once in a while, because you're swarming the field so much. But Beetron's a nice little card to have, and I like it as a 1-of in the deck. I may run more in the future. But for right now, I like it as a 1-of. Depends upon if I run Call of the Haunted in the deck in the future. Next, we run your Cocoon of Ultra Evolution, which is a quick play spell. That's not Cocoon of Ultimate Evolution. Where's my Cocoon of Ultimate Evolution? My 3rd one. I think I got stuck somewhere. Yeah, there's my 3rd. So we run 3 of this. You guys should know what this does. 3 of it. It's very essential to ways. Works with the Parasite Paranoid card here, and it also works with a card that I'm running as a 1-of in the deck, which is, it's not a great card, but it gave me more targets, which is 1 Corrosive Scales. I was thinking of other cards to run, but I decided to go with Corrosive Scales at the moment, but because it kind of helps out. But you can try other things out there in the deck if you want to. But Parasite Paranoid is a 3-of. And I like the 1 corrosive scales to work well in the deck as well. But that's where usually you use Cocoon of Evolution with. Super Cocoon of Evolution. And the fact that it's a quick play spell is awesome. Oh, and by the way, if you play in sectors, or you used to play in sectors, this card's really good in an Insector deck, which I need to get working on eventually and do a deck profile of. But next we run 3 Insect Imitation. I explained how this works. You don't just have to use it with the Primitive Butterfly, you can use it with other cards as well. I'm just going to mention that as well too. So it works with a lot of different insect cards in the deck. Then next we run 3 Vernon Sanctuary. You could run 2 to 3 of this, but I decided to run 3 of it. It pretty much helps you search out for insect cards. It's a continuous, like, tanky-isk card, I guess you could say. It's a nice little card to have. I like it as a 3 of. It helps me swarm the deck and do deck thinning. 1 Twin Twister. You can run more of that if you want to. 1 Upstart Goblin and 1 Monster Reborn. If I didn't mention already, guys, the deck should be 40 cards. If you count 39 or something, you're miscounting. But 1 Twin Twister, 1 Upstart for draw power, and 1 Monster Reborn. Pretty straightforward. You can run Regeki in the deck if you're going first or second. It's up to you. Next, for your traps, we run the 1 Corrosive Scales like I was talking about. You don't have to run it, but I like it because it gives me another target for the Cocoon of Ultra Evolution. And then we run this Solemn Brigade to round everything off, which is 2 Solemn Strike, 1 Solemn Judgment, 1 Solemn Warning. Pretty straightforward here. Negate stuff, stop stuff, and go off with your insects. Pretty straightforward. Next we'll go into the extra deck, which I run my Lily and my Karen, my Pokemon girls, as well as my 2 field spells, as you can see there. But let's go into the rank 4s I run. 1 Tornado Dragon, 1 Castel, 1 Bagasucha, 1 101, 1 106, 1 number 70. You can run it if you want to. 1 Utopia package. So Utopia, Utopia Prime, Utopia the Lightning. For your Link monsters, we run 2 Link Karibo, which you'll sometimes go into. 1 Underclock Taker, 1 Decode Talker, 1 Borlo Dragon, and 1 Sayuja, which you can go into, believe it or not. If you swarm the field enough, you can go into Sayuja, which really is great in the deck. So I know the extra deck is super expensive, but you can run what you want to. At least 1 Borlo is necessary, and whatever Link monsters you want to run. But that is the deck in a nutshell. It's a fun deck to play. I had a lot of fun doing it. I was playtesting with it, and I was like, oh my gosh, this deck is so fun. And nobody knew what the heck I was doing. That was the fun part of it. But yeah, it's a very, very, very fun deck to play. I would highly, highly suggest playing with it. Like I said, you don't have to run Sayuja if it's too expensive or Boa Load, but they do come in handy if you want to run the deck that way. But it's a fun deck, guys. I'm not joking. If you're taking this in a tournament play, what would I change about it, you may ask? Not much, really. The deck functions fairly well on its own. Side deck is a thing with the deck. You could play around with the ratios and figure out what you want to take in and out. Like, say, for example, I wanted to run things like, let's see here, let me show, like Ghost Dash. So I want to run Ghost Dash in the deck, maybe. Well, what would I take out? You could play around with the ratios depending upon what hand traps you want to run, or if you wanted to run things like I was talking about earlier, like Call by the Grave, you could run to stop other hand traps in the deck, or you could run things like Cypher and Gamma. You can run whatever you want in this side deck. You just need to figure out what cards are integral to the deck and what cards are not integral. And when you start playing around with that and you finally figure it out, then you could probably take it to your locals and do decently and have some fun with it. But till next time, guys, take care, have fun dueling, good luck dueling. Hope you guys enjoy this video, and I hope Yugi No No blesses my Yu-Gi-Oh deck and I win with it, because it's a very fun deck to play. But till next time, guys, take care, everybody, and good luck dueling to all of you. Go Weevil Underwood and his perfect, like, ultimate great Moth.